call Zach Hirsch a sports prodigy, and he joins us now, 18 years old. And Zach, are you comfortable with the moniker of sports prodigy?
It makes me feel good, obviously, and it's something that people have been calling me for a long time. Since I was very, very young, I've been showing my knowledge of sports through statistics, knowing rosters, just all types of things. I've always loved sports.
What did you play sports, or is it just the fact that you've just been around it?
It's both. When I was young, I always played a sport. I mean, even throughout middle school, I was playing a sport a season. And my main sports to play are football and basketball, and recently I picked up boxing. So I've always had fun participating in it. And growing up, I was in a lot of different boxing gyms because my dad was in the boxing business. So I've been in the sport. I've had an outside view of the sport, and I've just really been studying, and it's just my number one passion.
All right, so let's start with the sports betting. Where did you develop this knack, and when did you know that you were pretty good at it?
So when I was young, I would always pick the sports games, and me and my family do a football pool. And when I was very young, I would pretty much split it with my dad, and we would go back and forth on who was better. And I was like 8. And then my dad one day went to a smoothie shop, and they were doing a football pool, and each person would put in like $50, and the winner would get, I think, over $500, something like this. And he got 3 sheets, one for him, one for his friend, one for me. And he brought it home for me, and I filled it out. And we forgot about it. I didn't think about it for a while. And he went back to the smoothie shop a month or so later, and I said, "Are you Zach?" And he goes, "No, I'm not Zach, but that's my son's name. Why?" They go, "Oh, he won the football pool. He got every pick right." So that day, my dad came home with the cash. He told me what happened. Now I got every pick right. And then I think at that point we knew how good I was.
Man, so do you pick these like every week of the year? I mean, it doesn't matter what sport it is. You're just you're going on. Is it iPickWins.com? Is that your website?
Yeah, every week pretty much on iPickWins.com or at iPickWins on Instagram mainly. And it's really funny because like during quarantine, it was really hard to get picks out there. Obviously, I mean the NBA was on standstill, and then UFC kind of came back slowly. But I don't necessarily always have a pick for every single card, So it's been a slow grind. But now that we got the NFL back, I've been doing 3 picks every week these past couple of weeks.
All right. So how's the NFL going for you?
It's going well. I had a big upset the first week where I picked the Eagles, and they were up 17-0, and then they blew that somehow. But I'm 3-1. I'm going to be 5-1 after this week.
I love the confidence, man. So you've got nearly 370,000 followers on Instagram?
Yeah. So I've been really lucky to be able to grow that and get a lot of help from a lot of great people, and really market myself and get myself in tune with different athletes and influencers alike. And it's really blown up, and I'm really proud of it.
Are they paying you for these picks? Like how do you just give these? You can't just possibly give these picks away, right?
I'm giving them away, and it's funny because everyone always has the same thing. How can you make money? How are you going to monetize this if you're not, doing a premium pick thing? And a lot of people do that, and they'll give out like 10 picks a day, and it's really impossible to keep a great percentage when you're doing that. I mean, the best people are doing 54%, and I was doing 80+% last year. And I know I really don't need the money right now. And my real main goal is to just grow my portfolio as the best sports handicapper and eventually become an analyst on an ESPN or with the UFC or something like that.
Okay, so this is all about, obviously you have a look, you have a presence about you to be in front of the camera. So the ultimate goal for you is to develop this reputation that you know what you're talking about, you know how to handicap a lot of different sports, and that you want to be on a national or worldwide program where you're doing this on a weekly basis.
Yeah, that's the goal. And I'm only 18. So, I mean, I'm in college. I'm doing a lot of different things. And obviously, there's no rush. I have a lot of time.
Where did this start, man? It says you've been around sports since you were 5, but where did it start for you where you thought that you were going to start picking? Do you remember the first time you made a pick?
I started really thinking about it when I would do the football pools when I was young with my family. But, it's always a thing. People love to pick sports, whether they know about it or not. That's everyone's favorite thing. And, I was always grew up around boxing, so I was always picking the big boxing matches. And when we would have, like, a big event with someone like Shannon Briggs, something like that, we'd all watch the pay-per-view on a big TV, and I'd always pick the fight, and I'd always be right. And we're like, how'd you get that right? But yeah, so I've always loved picking UFC, boxing, basketball, football, college football, just a lot of different sports.
Yeah. So do you have a favorite though to pick?
Before last season, I would have said the NFL, but I had the most success picking college football, and I was able to go 21 for 21 on my college football picks. So I guess for right now, I'm just going to say college football because that's been the best.
Where did the photographic memory? When did you realize you had that?
I think I knew I had a really good memory. I was really young. I would always get told that by my parents. And I've taken tests and stuff like that, and they always can't believe like what my memory comes out to. It's always like the 99.999 whatever. And yeah, I can remember almost everything from when I was 4 on. And it's really the stuff I remember is the things I'm passionate about, like sports, different sports scores, different just random things from all the way back then. And if I'm passionate about something, I'll remember it forever.
There's something in your bio that said you were playing mobile Madden and you were like the #1 rated mobile Madden player. And at some point, I guess maybe you see your friends out there doing a lot of different things, recreational things, but you're doing your thing. Do you miss doing any of that other stuff? Do you have time to do all that other stuff?
I still live my life. I still watch all the sports with my friends, but that's always my #1 passion is sports, and I love to play video games, stuff like that too. But as far as all that stuff goes, I never really been my thing. So I keep to myself, I keep to my friends, and I just pick the games.
Well, you're picking them right, man. It's really impressive. The iPickWins.com, is that something you came up with?
Oh yeah, so it's a really funny story. My dad's in the internet business, and he actually already had the URL iPickWins.com. And we were going through like different names I could name my potential handicapping website. And we saw that and we knew it was the one. And then the handle was available on Instagram and Facebook and everything. So we jumped right on it, and then I went to work.
When do you make your picks?
So they generally come out on Thursday or Friday, or if I'm picking a Thursday night football game, they'll come out on Wednesday. But these past couple of weeks, like today, I just dropped my UFC pick, the big middleweight championship bout. And yesterday I did 2 NFL picks, so those are my picks for the week. And I try to get 3+ picks every week, especially during the NFL season, because this is really the season for me.
Okay, so you'll stop at 3, like like you said, you don't want to try to pick 10 winners a week because the percentages are going to go against you, but you like to keep it at 3 or less.
I've done weeks where I pick 7.
Okay.
Last week I had a week where I went 7-0. It just depends, honestly. Like I think I had a boxing, a UFC, a tennis, 2 NFL, and 2 college or something. Like it's funny how the different sports overlap. And right now the college football hasn't really gotten going yet because I like to pick like the big ranked matchups that people really want to see, like the really marquee matchups. So we haven't gotten too much of that yet. Where I've had but I think once the SEC gets rolling, I'm gonna have some really great college football picks to give, and then eventually I might be getting 5+ picks a week if I'm doing 3 NFL, a couple college, a boxing, an MMA. It really adds up.
Okay, so I see you're writing a book, like Beginner's Guide to Sports Betting. If a viewer or a listener wants to get some tips on how to pick, is that what you're trying to relay in the book?
Yeah, it's kind of like sports betting for dummies, essentially. And it just arose from a lot of different people asked me so many different questions about it. There's a lot of people that are really, really interested in it, just don't know how to get started because it's a really intimidating world. Obviously, in your head, you're going against experts and the Las Vegas. It's a very difficult thing to really get going in. And I think the book would just simplify it and talk about my techniques and the things I do to stay ahead of the curve and the things that I love to do when I'm making my picks.
So is the book coming out soon? Or is it out?
I think no, it's not out yet. And I think Corona obviously kind of put a hold on a couple of my plans, unfortunately. I was planning on doing a lot of stuff this summer, but it's hard. And I think 2021, I'm going to be dropping that and a couple more projects.
Anything else you want? Like you're currently taking or in college, right? You're a freshman?
Yeah, I'm a freshman in college. I'm a full-time student along with this other stuff. And I'm going to start doing commentating for Impact Boxing on Impact Network coming up very soon. So I think that'll be really great with my first commentating opportunity. And in the future, I'm going to be doing some stuff with Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship They're now on DAZN, the #1 sports streaming network in the world. So I've got a lot of great things coming up in the commentating world as well.
Yeah, so obviously that's going to help polish your game a little bit when you as you get into the TV and the broadcasting side of things a little bit more. But clearly you're comfortable with combat sports and like being able to be an analyst for boxing. That's kind of like right up your alley, huh?
Yeah, I boxing is a sport I've been around since I was a young kid, and it's funny because football is probably my #1 sport, but it seems like the most opportunities come from boxing. And because of all this, I've started to box myself and really try to learn more about the sweet science and really get myself really enamored with the community and get myself really into it. Just go full plunge all the way.
I noticed that you've gone all over the country doing a lot of different things, and you went to I think an MIT/Sloan Sports conference. Did you have a chance to meet Mike Leach and talk to Mike Leach?
Yeah, Mike's very cool. I talked to him on Instagram. He follows me now. I'm one of the 30 people or something he follows, and he's a very nice guy.
So he doesn't follow many, but he follows you, huh? Because we have some history with him up here at Washington State.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Mike Leach, and I really think he's a tremendously underrated coach. I mean, if it wasn't for the off-the-field stuff, I think he'd be the offensive coordinator, head coach at a major, major program, or even the NFL. I think if you're really going with the offensive minds, I think he's one of the very, very best, and he really originated that spread offense that everyone's running today. He's really a pioneer in the sport, and I think he deserves some more respect for his on-field genius.
Okay, a couple more questions for you. Staying with the Northwest and the Seattle Seahawks, have they been good for you this year? Is that a team you like?
The Seahawks are a funny case because to me, I think they should be one of the very best teams in the NFL. And I think their really downfall is just not letting Russ really create enough. I would really prefer if they just started throwing on every first down, stuff like that, but they seem to want to commit to the run a lot. And I'm a big fan of Russell Wilson. I think he's one of the very, very, very best players in the NFL. I mean, top 2 or 3, he's right up there. But the really thing that scares me about the Seahawks team is that pass rush. And I think they probably have the worst pass rush in the NFL, and it's going to be difficult for them, especially in the playoffs, giving guys 5-6 clean seconds in the pocket. But I think if they can let Russ create and use Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf to their advantage, I think they can compete with anybody.
But with that defense, you don't see them making a deep run in the playoffs.
They're really seem like a popular pick for a lot of people. I just have to see more from some of those pass rushers like Benson Mayowa, LJ Collier. They've got a couple names on the defensive line, but I just haven't seen enough production, especially off the edge. Or in the NFC, you've got a lot of good tackles, a lot of good passing teams, a lot of teams that can take advantage of that.
How about handicapping Russell Wilson's chances for MVP?
Oh, yeah, he's definitely the favorite for me right now, especially if they keep letting him throw, use his legs, get out of the pocket more, use some more play action. And I think we've known for a long time, if Russell Wilson had the opportunity, he'd be getting MVP almost every year. He's really an amazing quarterback, and I can't wait to see what he's able to cook up this year.
Hey, is there anything else you want to promote here that we can help you out with?
No, I mean, you can follow me at iPick1s on Instagram. You'll see picks every week from all different types of sports, and you can hit your local sports book and cash it in.
So you're making people a lot of money, Zach. You know that. You should be. Do people get on you about monetizing this at all? I know we talked about it earlier, but you're pretty successful.
All the time. I get all the people. How do you make money? How are you making money if you're giving away picks for free? Shouldn't you be charging? But I think that's the blueprint that every other sports handicappers use, and I'm just trying to be unique and be myself.
Because you're building your own celebrity status, have you had contact with any other celebrity types?
Yeah, a couple. A couple football guys, a lot of different boxing guys. I was recently at the Mayweather gym, and I got to interview Gervonta Tank Davis, who's fighting for the world title next month, and he's really one of boxing's superstars. I've done a lot of stuff with Logan Paul and Jake Paul, who are obviously social media superstars. They've each got 20 million plus followers. And Nate Burleson in the NFL, Bernie Kosar, just a lot of different guys that have gotten to see my content and really explore my knowledge. And I think it's going to continue throughout the years. And I hope eventually I can be the go-to guy for all the celebrities and athletes to go to for their picks.
Well, I tell you what, if I was in sports betting, man, I would be all over the iPickWins.com. I'd be following you each week to see who you're taking. So, hey, congratulations on all your success, man, and we really appreciate your time today, and it'll be fun following you.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.